I'm going to tell you whether it is worth learning a new skill and if it really helps you progress in your career. If you're ambitious like me, then getting ahead as quickly as possible is a huge driver, and that's why I want to tell you about learning new skills. We are taught from a young age to learn and experience new things. Now, whether it be trying new foods as a youngster, I mean, who really likes mushrooms? To dabbling with code as an adult. Life is full of learning experiences. I remember having coffee in my 30s with a very good friend and talking about how to get promoted at work. Aside with all the usual do the right things, get the feedback, blah, 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 we stumbled onto the topic of learning new skills to differentiate ourselves. That set the grey matter going and culminated in me adopting the phrase, lifelong learn it all. No longer will I run the risk of falling into the trap of being known as a know-it-all, but acknowledge that there is so much more to learn and spend the rest of my life doing so. With a growth mindset, i.e. knowing that there is still lots to learn, I've set myself a goal of never stopping learning. From how to give amazing presentations, check out here, to understanding why I get anxiety, also check out here. I want to learn. Steve Jobs had a similar thought when he said, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something. Your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. The approach has never let me down, and it has made all the difference in my life. This quote of Steve Jobs just illustrates the fact that whatever you learn in life may well be proved to become the dot that you would be missing in the future needed to be completed and an unfinished line. There often comes a time when you can ask yourself the question, why am I learning this? It has no use for me. Even though learning something has no direct use in your life, it has invaluable benefits. But how does this apply to a work context? There is no doubt that learning new skills is essential to advancing your career. It diversifies your job options and helps you develop new techniques to keep up with all the fast-changing world that we live in. Software engineers are in demand now more so than ever before, so coding is a skill that's being learned now more than ever. I mean, there are other benefits though, and here are 8 benefits of learning new skills, no matter your age, your profession, or the type of skill you learn. Number 1, develops brain health. I think it's all safe to assume that we all know learning new skills stimulates the brain. But what you may not know is that it adds to what psychologists call a cognitive reserve. Cognitive reserve is the residual effect of learning that keeps your neuroconnections strong and reinforced, which then becomes a global capacity to compensate for damage and biological deterioration. I mean, this is really a very fancy way of saying that the more you use your brain, the stronger the brain becomes. If we think of the brain as a muscle, then to build muscle, we need to train it. And by doing so, it grows. So by learning a new skill, you are literally making new mental connections to acquire that skill. This makes the brain stronger and in turn help limit the cognitive decline to getting older. Simplifying it, those with low cognitive reserve, think anyone who is not mentally stimulated regularly, are at a greater risk of early dementia and age-related memory loss. Whereas those with high cognitive reserve, think those that use their brain on a regular basis and keep the grey matter going, have extra mental processing capacity and a strong reserve. That just means they are likely to put off the age-related cognitive decline. Number 2 is about it drives self-discovery. If we think about it, engaging yourself in any new skill is a period of self-discovery. And this can manifest itself in going through various mood states, ranging from accomplishment through to frustration. All I have to do is think about playing golf, and I can experience those and every other emotion under the sun in an instant. Summarizing it, experiences count. Learning something new can help give you focus and in turn avoid boredom. That means that by learning a new skill, we can keep boredom at bay, foster curiosity, and create happiness. Cast your mind back to the last time you learned a new skill. Now, having mentioned golf a moment ago, I'll use that one. As a 16-year-old, I was bored at home. Having played a lot of cricket, I was looking for something else to do. But we lived close to a golf course in Taunton, Somerset. So it was suggested that I learn how to play golf. The challenge of striking a small stationary white ball with a long metal stick kind of appealed to my sporting nature. This meant that I needed to focus and concentrate on the technique and intricacies of the sport. However, when one shot would fly dead straight and the next would disappear off right into the bush, I would experience both accomplishment and frustration. Overall, it ended with happiness as hard work and effort led to progression. Therefore, in a work context, learning a new skill that will follow you wherever you go will create a positive mental attitude and help establish positive emotions, which is a good thing. Number 3 is the transfer effect. Now, the transfer effect is when practicing one skill improves performance of another skill. Learning something new may refine certain skills in useful other domains, so skills can be grouped into micro and macro groups. Micro skills are things like typing really fast. Macro skills are things like hosting parties. The brain operates on the principle that skills learned at one level can be transferred to skills learned at another level. So, practicing a micro skill like cutting veggies really fast can transfer to acrylic painting because of the acute proper knife management. A larger skill like chemical engineering can transfer into a skill like cooking. The amount of skill transfer is proportional to how similar the two contexts are. That is, there is more transfer when there are common or related elements in both skills, and less transfer when there is nothing in common. For example, analysis shows that learning computer programming can transfer to many areas and improve general problem-solving capacity. Kind of makes sense, because this is all through reasoning and creative insights and mathematical thinking. To make the most of the transfer effect, learn skills in a context. This means skills via games, not just in theoretical context. So, practicing increasing your vocabulary through writing and conversation is much better than just rote learning it from a dictionary or a thesaurus, which would also be really boring. I mean, the takeaway is that context provides the groundwork for learning transfer to occur. Now, number 4 is all about the emotional advantage. Let's be honest, you never really know when you are going to use your new skill in the future. Perhaps it adds more credibility to your profile, especially if you're learning one to advance your career. However, having various skills, knowledge and interests may give you a competitive advantage over someone else who is unequal in every other way. So your new skill is a place to meet new people, have new conversations, and perhaps make you stand out from your peers. You never know when you might just be the most valuable person in the room due to that one skill you acquired. And this is a great position to be in the workplace. Now, number 5 is about increased offering. Skills are usually acquired because there is a demand for them, but the underrated flip side is that a lot of skills are used because somebody has them. This is seriously valued. For example, suppose you're in a professional group of lawyers and you have someone who can edit videos properly. Your team is likely to adopt the video skills in presentations and events. Conversely, if you acquire forest survival skills, even though you might be an administrator, for example, that one time you go on a trek, you will have the most rewarding experience. Your additional skills can help you improve your professional status as a multifaceted person. And that usually catches a lot of eyeballs. I mean, this is really what LinkedIn is for too. Each of these skills is your entry into another professional domain or social network. Number 6 is about fallback options. Even though you could be happily employed in a full-time job, a new skill lets you prepare for the worst. Let's say your company gets acquired, your position is lost, or way too many people are already fighting to get into another company. Your new skill widens your options. Essentially, you give existing employers more reasons to keep you and new employers more reasons to consider you. This was one of the motivations for me when training as an accountant. I mean, it is a great fallback option. I never really wanted to go into accounting, do reporting or stay in audit, which I know sounds silly when you're training to become an accountant, but I knew that if everything went wrong, all I needed to do was to fall back on my accountancy qualification, and that's what made it worth it. This made learning the new skills associated with accountancy all worth it in my mind. Now, number 7 is about a sense of achievement. It's easy to feel like nothing good is happening and lose sense of satisfaction with life, especially if doom scrolling through Instagram. It's not real life, by the way. That's why the easiest way to counter a mental slump is to affirm your sense of achievement by doing something which is hugely rewarding. These rewards are directly tied with achievement. Think a higher level of skill, accomplishing a task, or gaining mastery in something. Learning new things gives the joy of discovery and novelty. It's fun and you'll feel good from doing it. And that's exactly what happened to me when I signed up to compete in a full 140.6 Ironman triathlon. I didn't know if I could do it, but I needed to learn how to swim properly, and it was all part of a discovery to see if it could be done. The joy of learning helps make all the learning worth it. Although in the Ironman example, there were definitely prolonged periods of annoyance because there's not much fun in knowing that you must run for 4 hours tomorrow after a 6-hour bike ride today. That said, it's all worth it when completing the triathlon within 12.5 hours, which well exceeded my expectations. The learning and memory associated with this experience led me to becoming an Ironman coach, which helps me develop others to experience the same highs. That's the point. Now, number 8 is about stopping procrastination. Because let's be honest, we've all been there. We find ourselves procrastinating because fear of failure. To avoid these feelings, we may find ourselves doing other activities, so we don't end up having that potential failure, and in turn we're trying to improve our mood. So turning it around, if we use that time that is being procrastinated for unrelated learning, this time is not really wasted. In fact, it's not wasted at all, because it means that any time lost during procrastination periods is not really lost. It actually provides us an opportunity to develop skills for 2 rewards: improve your mood and the reward of the new activity. Happy days. These days, expanding your knowledge and skill base is more of a requirement than a choice. The world and everyone around us is developing quicker than ever, so in much the same way that equilibrium doesn't exist with the muscles, you're either growing or losing muscle, our careers are the same. By learning new skills, we give ourselves the chance of staying relevant in an ever-increasingly developing world, and in turn, standing out in that crowded environment. The emotional benefits associated with the achievement should not be underestimated either. If you don't believe me, just think how you would feel if you learned how to code Python, only to be selected above everybody else and secure the job of your dreams. Chances are, I reckon you'd feel pretty bloody good. So, I reckon, yes, learning a new skill is definitely a good thing, and we should always all be learning. And that's it. I would love you to share your experiences of learning new skills in the comments below. I mean, tell me what you've learned and why did you learn that skill. I'd be grateful to hear and look forward to hearing from you. But do you want to know which skills I believe is the most important to learn in your career? Then check out this video here. But with that, have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.